started boxing late, had you been in street fights before this point? Or you just kind of picked up the gloves and went straight to the boxing?
No, I wasn't in it like mad street fights. I had my fair share. I hate when motherfuckers say, well, I fought every day, so I start boxing. They be fucking lying. I had a couple fights in grade school, fights, and a couple fights when I got older, like, you know what I mean? But I always liked boxing, so I always tried to hold my hand. Even when I was in the street fights, I used to hold my hands like this. So I was kind of like already in a shell form when I used to be fighting. I used to be like, okay, I'm gonna hold my hands like this. You know what I'm saying? And I always try to throw a sharp jab.
You wasn't throwing that head movement.
I wasn't doing that, but I'd be like, trying to work.
Okay.
And shit, even when I did get in a fight, I remember I fought this one cat, and we got in like an argument, and then he was like, fuck it, come around the corner and scrap with me. So nobody break it up. I was like, all right, it's cool. So he had his boys with him, I had my boys with me. I went around the corner. As soon as I ran around the corner, he tried to rush me, and not even knowing what I did back then, I threw a check hook, and I didn't even know. He rushed me, and I just went, boom, and I kind of leaned back and went, bang!
Oh, that Broner Porter?
And I hurt him, bro, and he fell on me. But at that time, I didn't know, and then I just slammed him, and I was on top of him, working him and shit. Got up, his cousin tried to jump in, bang, bang. I was just moving, and then I tried to just rush him, scooped him, rolled him over, was working him, then my niggas broke it up, and then that was that. But after a while, like before I actually walked in the boxing ring, I started practicing on my own, watching boxing, and I actually started catching mitts from my dude Wendell Bates. And I was doing mitts on him, and I would watch boxing and try to study what's effective, like what's really effective. You know what I'm saying?
No, I gotta stop you real quick.
Yeah.
You're from Akron. You said there's a current NFL player that plays football and stole your bike. Why didn't you street fight him?
Oh, because he would have fucked me up.
Who was it?
He didn't steal my bike. It was a bike that I had found. And somebody said that I stole it, but I just found it. So I was riding it. His name was James Harrison.
Oh, the one that be doing all them squats and leg press 1,000,000 pounds?
For the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah, he diesel.
Yeah.
Pause.
He went to Coventry High School.
And so you basically came up, found a lick, and came up on a stolen bike? You had that stole, and then he stole it from you?
Yeah, he was like...
Or took it from you?
Yeah, he just took it and was like, you trying to
He deboed you?
Yeah, I was like, fuck, no, this nigga big as fuck.
Well, y'all, I don't know the age difference. Were y'all different ages?
I was young. I think he was a little older at that time.
Was he diesel then, back then?
Yeah, he was like a diesel and stocky as fuck.
How do some kids do that? They be diesel.
Yeah, I used to always wonder, all the kids used to be like diesel with abs. And I used to be like, what the
I knew a dude in 5th grade had a full-ass mustache and beard. His name was Byron.
Damn.
And he had armpit hair.
He was on testosterone.
Bro, he was on that meldonium.
But yeah, I used to just work in my basement, hitting the bag, throwing the jab, and I had a mean one too. And then, but I thought I knew boxing back then, because I used to think Sugar Shane Mosley could beat Floyd Mayweather. But then, when I actually got in there and start boxing, I realized when I knew what I knew, that nobody was gonna beat Floyd. I knew. I couldn't explain it to the fullest extent I could explain it now, but I used to argue. Shout out to KB, he cut LeBron's hair. Shout out my man Kevin Brown. I used to be arguing with everybody in that barbershop saying, no, none of these niggas could fuck with Floyd. And they used to be like, no Sugar Shane, no Ricky Hatton. What'd he do? Miguel Cotto. Beat them all, bro. And it don't matter when he fought them, he would have beat their ass.
What'd you discover about, I guess, Floyd's style or whatever that made you believe that?
Do that because he was doing shit that other boxers did in a golden era of boxing that other boxers were doing, like throwback shit with his defense, catching and slipping punches.
Subtle things the regular fans miss,
Yeah, what regular fans miss.
So what was when you started boxing?
And then when I started,
what was the hardest part for you?
Hardest part for me, it wasn't, it was like getting hit was a little bit, but I didn't figure, man, I'm gonna get hit. But I still wasn't comfortable all the way with it. And then thinking that I was supposed to land every punch I threw. So I'll throw a jab and miss and be like, fuck, I missed. You know what I'm saying? Throw something like, fuck, I missed. You know what I'm saying? But
that just happens. Huh?
That shit just normal. And then I getting hit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't comfortable with that yet.
Now,
so I'll be trying to slip everything. And
I got a fighter question for you too. Like I used to do like music, like do raps and stuff, and you have like certain people you look up to in the game, and you have to find your unique voice and your own like swag and style.
Yes.
So looking up to Floyd's and the Sugar Rays and whoever else you looked up to, how did you find your own unique style, like to the point where you're like, this is how I fight, without getting too influenced by the next man?
That you got your own boxing personality regardless, but
because I see people copycat.
Yeah, they do.
And that's the wrong thing to do, I think. You can't be...
I mean, it ain't nothing wrong, but you don't want to fully do it to where you outside of your own comfort zone.
Well, yeah, I see like let's say the shoulder roll. I see people copy it, but they don't have the timing and reflexes like a Floyd, so it'll never work.
Because they never learned the correct way of how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to have certain abilities or certain like...
Nah, the shoulder roll is... You don't have to be athletic at all to do the shoulder roll.
Yeah, that's timing, a sense of timing.
That's one thing is... with defense, you don't have to be athletic at all. You know what I'm saying? Defense is all about being sound fundamentally first. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You got to know where the punches are coming from. See, people think you just catch punches and do shit, but you got to know what punches come with what combinations, and that makes your defense better. For example, if I throw the double jab, what could come after the double jab? The straight right. What can come, or I could throw double jab, I could hook off of it, or I could double jab then uppercut, or I could double jab straight right.
That's true.
When you know that, how that comes, it prepares you, and then you got to know who you dealing with. Then once you
like what they like to throw,
and you got to know, well, if you're dealing with a slickster, you gonna know he gonna throw a double jab.
I think Mayweather is the best at that, because it almost looks psychic. I was watching the Juan
really not psychic at all. You just know what fighters.
But he does it so I was watching the Juan Manuel Marquez fight, and Marquez was throwing it. He already knew and pulled his head back, counter him, and rolled out and missed the hook and everything. Robert Guerrero fight, same thing.
Same thing. You got to know what fighter to tendency.
I see Canelo doing that too. Canelo learned.
But the thing is, I'll stand up and show you, because this shit is very important with the defense. So, right or left-handed. If they throw a jab, I'm gonna show you right-handed. If they throw a jab, I slip this way. If they throw a 1-2, you go, We'll come after the 1-2. They usually throw the hook. Then you roll under. If you already know that, then you know how to move already. So it's like you already know. So you go, and you slipping. So just case, now say you in the shell. The shell is, you don't have to be athletic at all. You just got to know how to switch it up and what to do. If they throw the jab, you know that you catch the jab with the right hand. If they throw the right, you catch it right here. If they throw the hook, you catch it right here. Even if you're not in the shell, you right here. They throw the jab, you catch it. They throw the right hand, you catch it. They throw the hook, you catch it. You know, you just got to know what punches is coming at what times and who throwing them, and you got to make your defense better, but you still got to practice it in sparring.
I think also, too, a lot of the fighters, occasionally, they'll catch you where you think you know the punch. Like, I think the Julian J. Rock Williams, he clearly didn't see the uppercut coming.
Because he wasn't in range when he got hit with the uppercut. He was throwing a double jab or whatever he threw, or the right, or whatever he threw, he's throwing it from a distance that was too far out.
It wasn't comfortable.
He was supposed to stay on inside, like stay in his range. So if that's another thing people don't understand.
And you got to know, you have to. Yeah, I agree with you, because the other thing, Jamal Charlo's tall.
He tall.
So his arms range, is longer.
So you got to put your arms like so. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Like arm right here. This is my range for you. This is my range for you right here. Now your range is right here. So stand right-handed. Stand right-handed. This is your range right there. So that's when you see Floyd going touch.
To measure, hey, see.
That's why he doing that. But motherfuckers don't know that. He going like this. He doing the mitts.
He did that to Pac. He was doing that to Pacquiao all night.
Yeah, when he doing the mitts, every once in a while, he be like touch. And that's to gauge the distance.
To gauge, see.
To gauge the distance. You gotta know your distance.
Leave it out there.
Huh?
Leave your hand out there.
To gauge the distance. So he could be doing the mitts for a little bit, and to make sure his distance is on, he put his hand, he touched Roger's shoulder. Touch his shoulder.
See, this is a good thing. This is what we're trying to get to in 2017. Real boxing talk, not this dicks and all this other weird, weirdo stuff y'all talking about.
You gotta gauge the distance, so that's what you gotta know, the distance.
And I told people this when it comes to Mayweather Pacquiao. Pacquiao clearly has the ability to hurt Floyd, but he has to be in range, and Floyd doesn't give you that. And if you hit Floyd with that,
and that's what people don't know. It's a lot of shit that Floyd do when he box that Pacquiao don't even know to do that. He don't know. If he knew range, he wouldn't fight from Pacquiao. Wouldn't fight from the range that he fight at, and he wouldn't hop in from so far.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He wouldn't do that.
I seen Pacquiao.
If he know that, he would automatically stay right here. He would just be hopping from right here instead of hopping from way back here, trying to go doo-doo.
And then get counter,
get caught coming in.
See,
that's what happened with Marquez. See, people don't understand that. Marquez is better fundamentally and technically than Pacquiao. That's why he always had problems. So you try to put him in there with Floyd, it don't matter how many times they fought, how much saltwater injections he had with his shoulder, he's gonna get the same treatment. But it's gonna be worse every time because he doesn't know enough training with us, he just don't know enough.
See, and this is what I try to tell people. Floyd is calm under pressure.
Yeah.
Shane Mosley hit him with something that probably would have dropped other people Floyd's size, and he stayed calm. And even later in that same round, started walking Shane down. Like, he knew he had to get his respect. Andre Ward did the same thing to Kovalev. He was like, I can't let this bully get comfortable.
Kovalev don't have enough of the style and the boxing IQ to deal with Andre Ward because he's come from the European style. Am I using the restroom? Yeah. No. Yeah, so you
see, I agree. Like, to me, this is just my assessment. I think Kovalev is a damn good boxer, puncher.
He's a great boxer.
But I think when he had Dre hurt, that's when he needed to be more of a Golovkin type and just take advantage, full advantage, without getting too reckless of the situation. But like, he did it with Bernard Hopkins and it worked because Bernard was like 50, and he didn't. You have to know when to turn it up and not to do too much, but when to do too much.
The reason why Dre got caught, it was kind of Dre's fault. You know what I'm saying? So even if he would have tried to turn it up, he probably couldn't reenact that situation because Dre made the mistake, not Kovalev.
What did Dre do wrong to you?
He tried to exchange with him too early in the fight.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with a puncher. You know what I mean? So it don't matter what Kovalev could have did. He could have put more pressure. It wouldn't have worked because Dre was the one that made the mistake. And when you know that, there's nothing he can do. It's not like the Kovalev set up the shot. Now, if he would have set up that shot by like jabbing downstairs and coming over top with the right, then he could have just, reenacted
He just do it at the right time.
Yeah, he could have just did it again. You know what I'm saying? But Dre made the mistake, not Kovalev setting it up.
That's a good point.
Once you set it up, then you can reset it up again.
Because you did it.
You the one did something. He jabbed downstairs over and over and over again, and then boom, upstairs.
So I get that. That makes a whole.
That's what people don't understand about boxing.
That means if Kovalev set up the sequence,
set up the thing, he can
redo it because he's the one that he set up the trap basically.
Yeah, he's made to set the trap.
But he didn't really set up the trap. He just had an opportunity and capitalized on it.
He capitalized on Dre trying to exchange too early.
Being a little too aggressive.
Yeah, a little too aggressive.
Now, back to Pacquiao. The thing that I noticed, and I told people before the fight, Pacquiao is a good fighter, and if you don't know how to handle it, if you panic when you're hurt, then he's gonna tear you up.
Yes,
if you come straight at him with no defense, he's gonna fuck you up.
Yes.
But the thing why I thought he couldn't fuck with Floyd is because he does not gauge distance and cut off the ring. He's not a pressure fighter like a Maidana.
Number one.
I just gotta say one last thing.
Go ahead.
Pacquiao, I seen him in the actual fight with Floyd. He literally launched his attack from like 3.5 to 4 feet away from Floyd out of desperation, and it's like all Floyd has to do is keep taking a step back. Like,
he gonna take a step back and then take a step
you're already
side.
Like, for the boxing fans, the real heads, if you're already 3 to 4 feet away from somebody,
and
Troy
you're only 5'6".
Troy can't hit me.
See, that's the thing.
He can't hit me from there.
It's different.
Let's show him.
5'6".
Do the Pacquiao. We're going to show you how this works. Pacquiao fidgety. I already have enough spacing. We're about 3 feet away from each other, and then if he wants to launch his attack, all you have to do is take a step back.
Nothing.
And you can get countered because Floyd got
run into a straight right hand because Floyd had the longer arms, way longer. There's nothing.
And the taller fighter.
This wasn't a good. His style.
Now, what were you saying about?
Not made for Floyd. He don't have a jab.
He has them short arms. That's why.
No, that don't mean nothing. Short arms don't mean that you shouldn't use your jab. See, a lot of people.
That's good.
A lot of people think that. That means you have to use more than one jab and different jabs.
Vary it.
You know what I'm saying? You have to vary the jab. You gotta be here.
Who does that? Who's short that you think has a good jab? Duran, Hands of Stone?
Roberto Duran.
He's a good jabber?
Good job.
For being a shorter man?
Duran. Mike Tyson had a good crisp jab, different angles. He used it, and that's when he was at his best.
And see,
Miguel Cotto has a great jab.
We giving them gems right here.
Yes.
Another thing with the jab too is for the shorter man, what they got to realize is you don't abandon the jab. Because let's say it doesn't work that much in round 1 or 2, you don't just stop doing it totally.
You don't stop doing it.
You keep doing
have to be consistent.
Because the person to me who
if you can't hit Floyd with the jab, you're not gonna beat him.
A person to me who has a good jab, but it's just not always consistent, is Canelo. I thought he would have stopped Cotto if he used the jab throughout the fight.
To the body more, he would have stopped him.
See, we're giving gems.
That's the thing. You got to be consistent with that motherfucker. And if you watch Floyd, he's consistent with his jab, and he knows how to take the jab away from the other fighter by doing moves like the pull counter. You know what I'm saying? Rolling the shoulder, coming back. That makes you stop using your jab.
Mayweather, Pacquiao 2, who wins?
Mayweather.
Pacquiao versus
stoppage.
You think he can stop him this time?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Mayweather, Conor McGregor?
Floyd. 4 rounds.
Pacquiao, Conor McGregor.
Pacquiao.
He'll stop Conor McGregor?
Yes, he would.
There you guys have it.
You got to be aware of what's going on out here in this boxing with this garlic butter. And you got to start hashtagging the garlic butter.
So you don't agree with the dude that said that Pacquiao's still the best fighter of this generation, even though...
Why would he be? He lost to the other fighter that was in competition.
What about the people who say, oh, they waited too long, 5 years too late?
It doesn't matter. If they would have fought when they was 70, they fought.
And we got to see an outcome.
Excuse. It doesn't matter how many belts you won, all your accomplishments. At the end of your career, when you matched up against the other person they so-called the best, you lost, so you're not the best.
Simple.
It's very simple. You know, the motherfuckers trying to make up excuses. Well, he won different titles, and no. All his 8 titles are on the line in the Floyd fight. All his titles from 126, all his accomplishments to be the best in the air. That's what made him in line to be the best in the air. Everything he had accomplished from the first time he boxed all the way to now. All that's on the line. Once you get in there and you lose, you lost all that. It's like Highlander.
There can be only one.
There can be only one. I took everything.
And the worst part about it to me is the fact that even if he wanted, I thought Ward won the fight, but I understand it was a close fight. Mayweather Pacquiao wasn't close. So it's not even like a debatable, like, oh, I think unless you're on that dumb slow motion shit.
No, it don't matter if you watch it in slow motion. That doesn't matter.
But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even a close fight. It wasn't. Paulie Malignaggi said it wasn't even competitive. Was that even a fight?
It wasn't competitive because if you know boxing, you know that's not going to be a competitive fight because Pacquiao doesn't do the fundamental things enough to even give Floyd problems. Anything, he's very little. I don't understand why did they think that was going to be a fight and Floyd and Marquez was in a fight. How does that even make sense?
Because triangle theories don't always work.
It doesn't. But if he made Marquez look stupid, why do you think and they the same size?
See, I'll tell you, I know the reason, right? Because a lot of the fans, 1, don't know shit about boxing. 2, a lot of them are casual, so they use excuses as to why this person lost. Like they say, oh, the only reason Floyd beat Marquez is because of the weight. He missed weight and all that, catch weight, because he didn't come in.
He would have beat his ass if he would have fought at any weight.
Because you got to realize Floyd took almost 2 years off and did that.
Listen, the weight had nothing to do with why he lost.
That's why Marquez never wanted a rematch, because he
lost
knows.
Because he couldn't land a shot. So you get in there with Rigondeaux and you don't land a shot, it don't matter the weight. You didn't land. The weight was not a factor.
See, that's what. See, real boxing. The perfect example is Floyd don't even use weight to his advantage.
So why didn't Canelo beat him then? Beat Floyd.
Good point. But
way heavier.
Here's my point. Floyd's style in the fight that he fought versus Marquez, he's not like Klitschko when he clinches and he's putting his body weight on you.
No.
He's using some lateral movement, standing and trading, doing the different things, but he's not using weight to his advantage where he's like leaning on you.
That's not even a part of his style.
I've seen Klitschko like he's fighting like Bryant Jennings or Alexander Povetkin, and he's 266. So okay, his weight can actually wear you down. But Floyd's not leaning on Marquez and roughing him up.
He's beating you with straight skill, and that's the reason
speed
why you
and athleticism and ring IQ.
He don't even.
There's too many gems. Let me shut this video.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
There's too much garlic butter.
Too much garlic butter.
Too many excuses and too much garlic butter.
Garlic butter with a K.